I'm busy and she needs someone to spoil her. It gets annoying from time to time, I gotta ignore in order to let her know that we friends and nothing more. She loves it when I'm in town, hate it when I'm not around. I get her and wear it down, next door neighbors hear the sound, pitches hitting the ground, just enough to hold us down. I'm sticking and moving, cruising after the third round. Just lay back, baby, and let me drive you crazy. I can make a 40-year-old feel like a young lady. I admit I fell in love with a frame, and to make her feel special, I let her call me by my government name. Her panties wet over fame, fell in love with my chain. I wonder if I wasn't an entertainer, would she remain? Surrounding me, hounding me, trying to be my own babe. I'm not your boyfriend, I'm your homemade. I wanna get to know you, baby.
This episode of the Midwest Coast is brought to you by ramen noodles and KFC.
Definitely KFC and ramen noodles.
Maruchan or Maruchan brand instant lunch all day. What up, though?
Carbonation is the greatest invention since gravy. Quote from the Colonel himself.
Pretty much, and I agree with that quote. Oh yeah, it is right there on the cup, huh? What's up, y'all? Shane G.
Classic Wood.
As always, in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Quick shout outs, get them out the way real quick. This is gonna be a fun episode. It's gonna start off angry, of course, because we're doing the politics stuff, and you know I got shit to talk.
Yeah. Gotta get your heart beating a little bit before we dive into the sweets. You gotta get to the meat and vegetables before you get to your dessert.
Exactly. What's the dessert this week?
This will be a profound one, known over time as the gray area.
Mm-hmm. All right.
From the Freudian logic in life.
Right. The gray area. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. First off, shouts out to the Pod Squad. Talk it out, real and raw.
Mm-hmm. Especially real and raw. Shout out to y'all.
Chopping it up with Q.
Mm-hmm.
Podcast brothers, podcast queens, bag ladies. Everybody, man.
Bar babe.
Everybody I was interacting with on Twitter today, like we was having a nice back and forth on Twitter today.
I need to get on Twitter. I need to go back and forth with some people.
Yeah, we was having a good one today.
You should have added me randomly.
It was like there was a poll that was set up based on an episode that Talk It Out did.
Yeah.
That just came out or whatever, and everybody was. At first, the poll was just like some funny stuff, but then it got into the actual content of their podcast.
Yeah.
They were talking about like the hypersexualization of black boys, like young black kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, interesting episode. We was having some nice dialogue on Twitter. Follow me at ShaneG_MWC. Check it out. Mm-hmm. All that good stuff. Special shouts out to Blanks from last week. That was a good episode.
Definitely. One of our best series. If you need to be motivated, that was definitely a motivational episode for you.
For sure. So shout out to Blanks. Follow him at Ask Blanks on everything. So with all that being said, let's get into it.
Let's go.
So the DNC, right? The Democrats. So obviously there's been shenanigans, tomfoolery going on since, the primaries. Everybody kind of was noticing, like, that the primary schedule was not very conducive for people to hear Bernie's ideas. The DNC unregistered 200,000 voters in New York City alone during the primary, and those were mostly like Bernie-leaning districts. Whole lot of stuff that seemed like it clearly biased the primary election against Bernie Sanders and in favor of Hillary Clinton.
Real suspect.
Super suspect, right? So, comes out this week, Donna Brazile has a book coming out, and she wants to sell her book, so she leaked something from the book, give us some juicy details. Now, it's basically something that we already knew, but this is proof of it. So basically what was leaked was an agreement between the Hillary Clinton campaign and the DNC to where she was going to fund them, because Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Barack Obama, they basically left the DNC broke. Like, they were still paying all of Barack Obama's consultants and all of that stuff, like, while he was president. You're supposed to greatly, what's the word for it? Cut back, for the lack of a better word, like your staff and stuff like that during the off seasons. But they didn't do that, and so they rendered themselves broke, essentially. So Hillary comes in, and she says, you know what? I'll save you guys. I will fund you guys. But in exchange for the funding, I am going to be in control of the hiring and firing of everybody at the DNC, the analytics, where the money's going, whose campaigns are going to receive this money, the messaging from the commercials that were put out sponsored by the DNC. So if one of your contestants is literally in control of every aspect of it, how is it not rigged? So proof of that came out. Donna Brazile also had a conversation with Bernie Sanders about this the day she found out that all of it happened, and this was way before the election. And Bernie even said, all he said was, how bad is it? Not meaning, oh, I can't believe you guys screwed me over, whatever, whatever. His question was, okay, how bad is it? Is Trump gonna be president because of what you guys did? That was his first question. That kind of lets you know the character of Bernie Sanders. Like, he was not in it for himself at all. Like, his first question was, okay, so does this mean Trump's gonna win? Had no, you know, there was no selfish thought involved in that, so.
That's real.
The agreement went back to September 2015 is when it was signed by Hillary's lawyers and all of that. That was before the primary even started. You know what I'm saying?
So you knew you was gonna lose ahead of time.
You knew you were running ahead of time, and you wanted to make sure that everybody else lost. So that's what happened. And even with all that, Bernie still only lost by like 6 percentage points. It was like 53-47. Like, that's super close still.
Yeah.
Especially when nobody knew who Bernie Sanders was before he started running, right? So I say all of that to say this. Donna Brazile then went on Twitter and said, because Trump quoted her, and then so she said, if Donald Trump quotes you, that automatically means he's misquoting you. I never said Hillary rigged the election. But you did say that. You did say it in the book. You said it to Bernie Sanders. And then, you know, so that was her defense against Trump, basically. Because she's still trying to play the middle ground. She doesn't feel like she can agree with Trump on anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If he does something reasonable, agree with him, right? So, they're basically in the mindset of, we have to still just be against Trump no matter what, even if he's saying something that I just said.
Yeah.
So she's trying to play the middle and say, well, I didn't say that it was rigged, but what I am saying is that the DNC was unable to act independently. We had to do everything Hillary said. So you're just trying to not use the word rigged is all that means.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to argue semantics at this point. But what you're saying is that the election was not just heavily biased.
OJ did it.
Right. She was in control. So it's like, I'm of the belief that Donna Brazile is not, like, she lies way too much for us to really trust her. I feel like the information that's coming out now is good information, and it's stuff that we do need to know. I feel like she's a terrible messenger for it. And I feel like she's like, people are praising her and calling her a hero, and, you know, oh, she's so brave and all this. It's like, no, because she helped Hillary cheat in the primary.
No, she's brave.
She was leaking questions to Hillary, so she was already on Hillary's side. All I think this is an attempt to save face with progressives who are angry with the corporate Democrats. And she just wants to sell her book. Like, I think that's all this is. Like, it's just controversy to sell her book. Like, I don't think there's any pure intentions behind this. I don't think she felt like, well, you know what, the people deserve to know this. I'm gonna go ahead and do the right thing. And no, it wasn't like WikiLeaks or anybody else. She was doing this completely for selfish reasons.
Just straight up for the hype.
That's what I think. That's what I think. I mean, you saw some of the videos with me. You saw the flip-flops? Like, what other explanation would there be? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you pretty much, if anything, I think what you acknowledged is a safe bet to go with. But in her mindset, though, it's kind of funny because as a kid, this situation would have been hilarious, right? Like, if this was a kid situation, like, oh, we all about to get in trouble and go down with the ship, somebody starts snitching immediately. Like, right. That would have been hilarious because we all know the unwritten rules. Like, the first person to tell gonna get celebrated by the authority of the situation. If you a kid, right, then your parents probably gonna get you, you know what I'm saying, some candy or something for snitching on your brother for breaking something.
Right. Or
and then you gotta watch him get punished.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's basically the same concept. Like, she was like, I'm moving this book and I have really no material that's gonna catch an audience's eye, except that I've been moving shady with Hillary Clinton for a while,
and now I'm gonna come clean about it,
and now I can use all my knowledge of who I've been working with to sell this book.
Yeah.
So I see you. Like, I would definitely go with your view of it, because
that's what I think it is, man. Like, and like, yeah, like everybody, like even the people that I watch like on YouTube and get the majority of my news from and all of that, like even they haven't necessarily been framing it the way that I've been framing it, and it actually kind of surprises me. I'm like, nobody else is seeing this? Like, nobody's seeing through this? Like, everybody just thinks this is, oh, down in Brazil's doing a great thing, and that's all they're seeing. They're not seeing any. So, you know, I just pay attention to all of that because you don't want to repeat your mistakes in the future. We don't want, if somebody lies to you 6 times and then on the 7th time they talk to you, they tell you the truth, like, does that make them not a liar anymore?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with Donna Brazil with it. It's like, you lied to us too many times. You've already done too much shady stuff that we've caught, and you know, now you're trying to save face. Like I said, now if she continues on a path of just doing the right thing for the rest of her career, then sure, maybe there's some change there and I can forgive it. But not right now. I'm not.
Nah, people don't go for that.
It's too quick. It's too quick of a transition. You can't do one thing and then just all of a sudden I'm on your side. That'd be like Donald Trump. If he passes one good policy, does that mean I like him as president now? Absolutely not.
Yeah, people don't go for that. Like, in all honesty, not just like a select group, but humans in general are fickle. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like, very fickle. So we're, I don't want to say it, but we're negative by nature. Like, we remember,
we're pessimistic.
Like, we remember the worst stuff that happened in more detail and clarity than we remember the best stuff. We can go on a trip right now and have fun, like, remember we had fun, and we won't even remember all the stuff we did to have fun.
Just new fun.
But if it went as bad as it could get, we could tell
every detail.
Yeah, we could tell everybody detail for detail. We could tell you the temperature, who all was around, the lady that was walking her dog when she saw it. Like, so
that's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like, with this situation, nobody's like, there's no coming back from this. And the thing is, this might be random, but I think that the women in America should be like all out outrage. Like, with all the progress that women made overall in the United States up to this point, for Donna and Hillary to set them back this far, because think about it, Hillary, you ran against a complete idiot, like the worst person you could run against.
The only person that could have lost to him was Hillary Clinton.
And
that's the only person that would have lost.
Only person in America, literally. Like, these nuts had a clear victory over all y'all. We didn't even know whose nuts it was, but it didn't matter. They had a clear victory over all y'all, and you lost. Like, the fact that you lost already put you at an all-time low. But to have all this information come out that you was cheating the whole time and you still lost, like, if I put in a cheat code for a video game, I bet not lose.
How bad of a candidate are you to where you rigged the primary and the whole reason, not the whole reason, a big part of why Trump even made it past the primary on the Republican side to the general election is because Hillary's campaign had
no meaning.
Well, they had people in the news and stuff like that who they would tell them like, yo, we want you to prop up Donald Trump. We want you to make him look good.
Yeah.
Because he's probably going to be the easiest person for us to beat.
Yeah.
So Hillary and them wanted Donald Trump to win that side. So they were cheating on both sides. They were cheating on their own side. They were using the media to help bias the Republican primary.
Yeah.
So that way it could be Hillary versus Trump because she thought that would be an easier win.
And you lost.
And you lost.
And you lost. You lost. So now, when it comes to the White House.
Real quick, actually, just on that same subject because of her losing, right? So a lot of people that I talk to will blame Jill Stein voters, people who voted third party, because Jill Stein was the only actual progressive in the presidential. That's who I voted for, you know, and she was the only actual progressive in the race. So a lot of people who theoretically would have voted for Hillary ended up voting for Jill Stein instead. So a lot of people in the news and on the Hillary campaign and on the Hillary team and all of that tried to blame Jill Stein voters and said, well, if you guys just voted for Hillary, she would have won. First of all, that's not true. If every single Jill Stein voter voted for Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump was still won because the Electoral College is laid out that way. So that's number one. Number two, interesting fact I found out today, if you add up all of the Jill Stein voters, everyone who voted for Jill Stein, double that number is the people who went, voted, and left the president part blank. So there's that many people, like double the amount of people who voted for Jill Stein, showed up to the polls, voted for everything else, marijuana legalization, minimum wage increase, you know, all the other positions and all of that kind of stuff that you vote for, you know, Congress, whatever. People showed up and voted for everything and then left the president part blank because they couldn't pick between Hillary and Trump. Double the amount of people that voted for Jill Stein did that. So you're not blaming them. And then yet another point is 8 million people who voted for Barack Obama twice voted for Trump. 8 million people who voted for Obama 2 times voted for Trump this time.
Now,
how bad of a candidate is Hillary Clinton?
That's what I'm saying. Like, she just lost in too many ways. Like, if this was a sport, you lost in every category.
Every category. You ain't
every
playing
category.
Defense. You ain't hitting
offense.
No boards.
No effort.
Assists,
like, well, effort. You might have.
Fatigue mad low.
Yeah. You default character. You the creative player where nothing was altered. Right. Like, they just threw you out there. But that's what I'm saying. Like, women should be outraged. And this Donna situation only make it work. Because it's just showing that the women that's currently in power is just making y'all look bad. Now people, and you don't, I'm going to say this because this is our show. And I feel like y'all need to hear this. Mm-hmm. The last person that you want to just look bad in front of is old, white, powerful men. Because then it's just going to be a stereotype where it's like, you don't know what you're doing. Women don't know what they're doing. And now you set back because of two people. So I feel like women should be really outraged. Like, even if you're not into politics like this, like, you should be pissed off to the highest level.
And then you got to throw in, again, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, because she was running the DNC at the time until Donna Brazile took over, and she was fired from the DNC. Because of, I'm pretty sure it was because of, like, the same type of thing, like rigging and her trying to heavily bias things in Hillary's favor. I'm pretty sure that was why she got fired from the DNC. I could be mistaken on the reasoning, so don't quote me on that, but she was fired and Donna Brazile took over. So there's 3 women right there.
Yeah.
You got 2 heads of DNC and the person who's running. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all taking losses. Y'all gotta step it up. And another thing is, like, you had the DNC. You had it. If this was Monopoly, you bought it, you put properties on it. You were supposed to win and you still lost.
That's crazy.
If somebody buy Park Place and Boardwalk, we assume they pretty much are showing for the game.
They got it, yeah.
And you lost.
That's crazy.
To the Brown property at the beginning of the board. It cost like $2.
Think about this. This is how bad of a candidate Hillary Clinton is, just because you just brought up the Brown property part. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton were running against each other in the primary. This was right after Bush was president when Iraq was like heavily going on still. Afghanistan was still heavy. There was legit Islamophobia in the country. People were scared of Muslims. You know
and you got beat by Barack Obama,
who's black with a Muslim name, and you got beat by him. So it's like, no, Hillary, you're a terrible candidate.
So maybe she saw the L coming this time.
Maybe.
So that was cause to cheat. Like, she was like,
that's probably what it was. She was like, I'm not gonna win. She was like, merit.
Yeah.
So
She was like, everybody with power is old white people that I know, and my president. And my husband was a former president. I should be
I've been hanging with all of these people for years.
But I took an L to a black person named Barack Hussein Obama.
Who had little, like, Senate experience. I don't even think he was a senator for that long before.
So,
you know what I mean? He was pretty young.
Donald Trump is a rich old white man who has ties. So I'm probably guaranteed the L if I run. So first thing, get me in the primary and let me take the L from there. This is the petty thing that I want to point out. If you're on a social poll where people who have the least amount of knowledge about politics is comparing your L taken to Meek Mill's for L of the year,
man,
like, that's not even an upscale L. Like, where your L should be, you should be talking about other L's, like who took a L, Hillary Clinton, or some other country, Kim Jong-un, something like that. Like, that's where your L should be rated. But when you got an L taken that's comparable to Meek Mill, and it's debatable, like, if you go in the category with Meek Mill, Soulja Boy, you know what I'm saying, like, you default took the L of the year.
And let me ask you this, that was a great segue. So Kid Rock is running for Senate. Or he's supposed to be running for Senate. As a Republican. Now, Kid Rock's from the D. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know this. Like,
yeah.
Kid Rock grew up with my uncles. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's, like for real. You know what I mean? Like, actual from there. Like, Mount Clemens area or whatever.
Yeah.
But, so he's running for Senate as a Republican, and I guess he's been saying some very Republican things, you know, like on stages and stuff like that.
Disrespect, I feel it.
Disrespect without intending to be disrespectful. He's trying to play both sides, you know what I'm saying? Because he wants people, you know, because if he's running for Senate in Michigan, he's gonna need some black people on his side, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we have a lot of cities in Michigan. We got Detroit, we got Muskegon, we got Saginaw, we got
Battle Creek, Kalamazoo,
like,
Grand Rapids.
Heavily black populated, Flint, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Heavily black populated areas. So he's gonna need our vote. So he's trying to, like, play it in the middle, but he's saying some, like I said, just typical right wing stuff. What do you think about that? Like, where do you think the country's going? Like, a more broad question, not necessarily specifically about Kid Rock. I brought him up just because he's from where we're from.
Yeah.
But what do you think of this whole, like, celebrities running for office thing? Like, do you think that the country is just literally becoming a popularity contest, or do you think maybe that after this Trump thing, you know, people probably back off of that and they're like, you know what, maybe we do need somebody in there who's like a real politician, because clearly this guy doesn't know what he's doing? Do you think it's gonna continue the trend of seeing celebrities in office and stuff like that, or do you think eventually we'll return to some normal politics, quote unquote?
I think it's just a trend.
I don't know, to be honest. Like, I really don't know.
I think it's just a trend as far as, like, platforms like presidency. That's just a trend.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a trend. I think one cause of it was, as far as I would include Barack Obama in there.
Gotcha.
In the sense of pop culture, from that aspect. Pop culture is growing so heavy, and the black culture, hip-hop culture is being embedded so heavy that people who normally not interested in multicultural or minority issues have gotten interested to a point where it's fair play. If you black, you want to run for president, is not as much as out of reach as possible.
It's not crazy.
Yeah, so it was like a popular thing to do. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been aware of black issues for a while, even though I'm not black. I feel where Barack Obama's coming from. So why not vote for him? You know what I'm saying? So I would give that the celebrity pass. Donald Trump was nothing but a celebrity pass.
Right.
The definition of it. I think it's just a trend on that form. But as far as like lower level politics, that's been going on for a while. Like we saw it with what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. The boxer that lose to Floyd every Friday. For the Philippines.
Pacquiao.
Yeah, Manny Pacquiao. Politics. Right there. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Politics. Yeah. Like, it's been in there, like...
I mean, even presidents, like a Ronald Reagan, he was an actor.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like on a lower scale, it's going to always be like that, because when you have money, you have power, you want to continue it. If you ever had interest in politics at all, you can get a respectable seat with your money. So
yeah, and I was gonna say that's not even necessarily a shot at celebrities running for office, because Al Franken is a senator. He used to be a comedian. Yeah, and he's a pretty good senator. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he's a little more corporate than I'd like him to be, but as far as on the scale of the country, he's more close to our side of things.
Presidency? So. No, that's a trend that's gonna be over quick. Because honestly, I feel like it's too much credibility going to one person. Yeah. That's what I feel like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the trend gonna still be popular, but something's gonna go bad in the worst way, and only one person's name is gonna be attached to it, and that's gonna open up a lot of eyes. Like, we can never do that again. You know what I'm saying? Like, either something's gonna go extremely well, and only one person gets the credit, and that's gonna cause a lot of problems, or something's gonna go extremely horrible, and one person's gonna get blamed, and they're gonna turn into Donna and start pointing fingers, and it's gonna go bad. So I just think it's a trend for right now. I think with the addition of social media and the diversity and inclusion that's been going on lately, whatever's popular is popular. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think for president, it depends, man, because it's like, it really just depends, like, because it depends on what the country's been going through. So, with Bush and Obama combined, 16 years of war, of recession, of, you know what I'm saying, stagnant wages, healthcare issues, all of these things. The reason why Obama got elected is because he was supposed to fix all of that stuff, and he like tweaked a few things to make it slightly better, but overall things are basically the same.
He made it manageable.
He made it manageable, but it's not good. You know what I mean? So it's like,
it's no dramatic improvement, right? But he made it manageable.
Like, most people's lives didn't change that dramatically from Bush to Obama. Yeah. So that's why they voted for Trump, because they were like, well, if we elect Hillary, it's just gonna be more of this. Yeah. We don't want this. Even if we don't think Trump knows what he's doing,
he knows how to make money.
He knows how to make moves. He knows how to market the right things. Like, those things he is very good at. So he can hopefully break the establishment, essentially, and just, which in a way he is, but he's not, I mean, but not really though. Like,
real quick, before you go too deep into it, this is what I don't like about politics. Politicians don't realize the social aspect of anything. Everything is just statistics, numbers, things like that. Like, even when they include social aspects of things they're doing, it's all as numbers. It's all as statistics. Like, oh, if we hop on social networks, we can affect this many people of this age group. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they break it down. And I feel like that's what's wrong. That's what really got Trump in office, because they didn't realize the social aspect. They didn't realize that even though he's successful on paper, that when he opened his mouth, it could kill a lot of relationships that we need.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it ultimately depends on the mood of the country. Like, I really feel like our next president is going to be whatever the furthest left-wing option is. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's a Bernie Sanders or a Tulsi Gabbard or somebody of that, cut from that cloth. Yeah. somebody like that's gonna win because people hate Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the same thing as
they keep saying he got like the lowest approval ratings like
of any president ever up to this point right now. It's super. It's like 30% or something. Yeah. Like it's terrible.
I can get higher approval ratings. All I gotta do is say a bunch of stuff that the public already knows. That's all I gotta do, and I can beat Trump's approval rating.
For real?
I can go out like, I want to do free college. I never said I was gonna do it. I said I want to do it. Approval rating just shot up.
Yep.
But yeah, like, I feel like it'd just be easy to beat Trump at this point. Like, just surpassing his popularity is enough for the U.S. Like, even
yes and no. Yes and no. I feel like that's still debatable because, and here's why. If we put another Hillary Clinton up, Trump will win in 2020.
No, but I just don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that the government or the U.S. in general is gonna ever let it be this two bad of candidates run together in the primary back to back.
But see, here's the thing about that though, right? Like, this is the real reason I think people hate politics. And I hate politics for this reason too, but I think that you have to work within politics in order to fix it. So
because it's politics.
Because you have to, right? But what I think the issue is that the two parties, you're supposed to have a conservative party and a progressive party. That's the point of having two parties, Republicans and Democrats, so that they can have opposing views, opposite viewpoints on everything, and the country gets to decide which option is the best. We don't have that, and we haven't had that since Reagan probably, or Nixon maybe, you know what I'm saying? Since like the 70s, 80s, we haven't had it to where we've had two clear choices. Jimmy Carter deregulated the trucking industry. I didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? So like the reason why you see all these big rigs driving for 18 hours with no sleep and they're having to pop pills to stay awake and all that, that's because of Jimmy Carter. It was regulated. You were only allowed to drive a certain distance and a certain amount of time per day and all of that. He got rid of those regulations. Deregulating is the right wing's #1 thing. They want to deregulate everything. Like, so Jimmy Carter deregulated that. Then we had George H.W. Bush. He's a Republican, so he's doing standard Republican stuff. Then we had Bill Clinton, who, again, on social issues, pretty good, pretty decent. Policy-wise, horrible. Locked up more black people than any other president with his crime bill, 3 strikes law, deregulated the telecommunications industry, so now every media company is a part of one of 6 companies in the whole country. Every piece of media, radio, newspaper, TV, whatever you're looking at, all belongs to one of 6 companies. Passed NAFTA, which obviously affected people who we know closely because all those factory jobs in Michigan got shipped out. We can go on and on about, you know, what the Clintons did, then obviously Bush, and then Barack Obama was basically Bill Clinton with a nicer smile. You know what I'm saying? So we haven't had an option of a real left-wing or, you know, a real left-wing candidate in 30 years. So that's the problem. People want to see something that is an actual difference. That's why there were a lot of Republicans that were going to vote for Bernie. Because they were like, this is something different. He is clearly not cut from the cloth of every other president that we've seen in the last 20, 30 years. Yeah. So that's the problem, in my opinion, is that there's not a distinct enough difference between the two parties. As soon as you create a difference, then we could, you know, see some actual change. But if Hillary Clinton or Cory Booker or anybody like that, if they go up against Trump, Trump could and probably will still win. Now, if you have a Bernie Sanders, if you have a Keith Ellison, if you have, you know, somebody on that side of things, Joe Biden even, if you have one of those Democrats, then the Democrats will win. But it ultimately depends on who the Democrats pick. This whole thing is on the Democrats because people know what the Republicans are going to do. They don't change. They deregulate, they privatize, they try to lower taxes for the rich, they try to help out corporations, and they try to implement Christian rules when it comes to the social side. That's it. Everybody knows what Republicans are about. They don't change. So Democrats are the ones who are really in control of this whole thing. Where the ball's in our court, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you know what you're getting, like, for example, right? If you eat, let's say you love pizza. If you eat at Pizza Hut every week, you know what you're getting from Pizza Hut, right? Like, because it doesn't change. But then there's a new pizza store that opens up around the corner. And you're like, man, they got some extra fresh ingredients on their stuff that Pizza Hut ain't really doing. Like, that's a different option. Let me try that out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if that other option ain't there, you're just gonna keep buying Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
That's what the country's doing, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the Republicans are Pizza Hut. They're gonna do the same thing. Well, I guess Papa John's is a better example, because that's the alt-right pizza now. Did you know about that? Did you hear about that?
What?
Papa John actually had to come out with a statement basically saying, like, hey, I don't want white supremacists and racists eating my pizza.
Yeah, because they was looking like part of the group.
Yeah.
Like, they was looking real clannish.
He had to come out like, nah, we don't rock with them. Please don't stop buying our pizzas. Because what it was I guess he disagreed with the NFL protests.
Yeah,
Papa John's is the pizza of the NFL, so when the ratings of the NFL started dropping, I guess Papa John's pizza buying started dropping as well. Like,
and I respect that from a business perspective. Like, you gotta protect your bottom line. We know that. We gotta protect your bottom line.
But then just don't say nothing.
So if business is dropping, then don't be surprised if somebody come knocking at your door like, look, you got a problem, fix it, because it's messing with my money. Anybody would do that. But because of the situation, you got specific. And that's where you messed up.
That's where you messed up.
Because it's a sensitive situation. So you gotta be careful how you address business issues. And he just went about it the wrong way. I honestly don't feel like it was like a white supremacy.
No, I don't think Papa John himself is racist.
Yeah, I think it was more about the bottom line. Like,
of course,
this protest is,
but that's my thing. Like,
money.
But you know that's gonna make you look bad. My thing is just don't say nothing. Like, if you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a position of leadership and you're a business person, and if you feel like that or whatever, just keep your mouth closed. And
no. But that was the point. He was keeping his mouth closed because of how sensitive it was. But his money was going down. If somebody keep tapping your pockets, eventually you're gonna have to say something. So that's what I just felt like whoever could have counseled him should have been like, yo, you need to say this very carefully.
Right.
When you address it,
I see what you're saying.
Address your bottom line issue very carefully.
Right.
Because if you run in there like, yo, these niggas keep kneeling, you need to stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is going to trip out on you. Yeah. Your business is going to hit the ground by tomorrow morning.
Straight up.
So they should have just handled that better.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Corey. Why do the people have to fight you this week?
So, topic for this one, the gray area. Fight me. I'm gonna tell you why you should fight me.
Why should they fight you?
Because the definition of the gray area,
break it down for them,
by Freudian theory,
so
is
facts.
Is the position you are in between two pivotal moments. So this could be any pivotal moment in life on any scale. We're gonna go with relationships because everybody had them before, unless you're a virgin who plans to die alone. So the moment between you being single and you being in a relationship, it's a gray area there. That is the Freudian definition of the gray area, between two pivotal moments.
Now, can we be a little more specific? Now, are you just automatically in the gray area if you're single, period? Or does that involve another party?
It has to involve another party, or there's no gray area.
Yeah, that's black or white.
It's always got to involve another party in order for it to be a gray area. Corey, because if it's just you can clearly define it. There's nothing gray about it. It is whatever you say it is.
There you go. I got a question for you. And my question is, what are the two stages of a relationship or potential relationship that you could consider the gray area? Because I know of two specific points.
Two specific points is usually the one I just pointed out, between when you very first start talking to a person and you're definitely single. You're definitely single. This is the point where you probably got their number. Y'all probably text or just talk or whatever. and then the point where it's official, like a referee whistle, like it's official. Between those points, that's one clear point, and then it's the complete opposite.
Yes.
It's the complete opposite. It's the point where
you just broke up,
but
y'all still messing around and you don't know if you're gonna get back together or not. That's kind of my definition of it.
I would say I would give it a larger spectrum. Okay. So y'all together, but y'all know where it's at. Nobody's just said it officially.
Right. But I think that could go at the beginning one too, though.
That's what I'm saying. There's multiple stages.
Yeah, that could go at the beginning.
No. It could be. That's what I'm saying. Towards the end, like the beginning is more of a positive look on it. Like y'all,
this could be going somewhere.
Y'all enjoying each other's company. It's going in a positive way. This is.
But nobody's put that title on it yet. Though, so it's like
it's risky.
When that question, well, what are we? Yeah, like, that's when that
nobody's threw it out there because it's a gamble at that point.
Yeah.
At this point, at the opposite end, it's like you know where it's headed and it's not going up.
Yeah.
Like y'all clearly about to break up, but nobody said it out loud. Right. It's just a lot of negative tension. The point where you talking about is another aspect that we can look at.
Yeah.
After like post relationship.
That's the one
where y'all clearly broken up, but y'all still doing stuff.
Right.
To where you like
people would not.
What is this?
People still wouldn't. I'll put it like this: like T.I. and Tiny, when they were going through their divorce.
That's a great example.
When they were going through their divorce situation, they canceled it. They called it off and all that. They back good now, but when they were going through their divorce situation, and then they still had the show together, and you still saw them interacting. And if you saw T.I., it was still weird to see him without Tiny and vice versa. But if you saw them together, it still looked normal, even though they were broken up. That, to me, is also the gray area.
Yeah, Carmelo Anthony is currently in that situation.
With Lala, right?
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? Because you don't know which way it's going to go. You don't know if they're going to stay together or if they're just going to go ahead and separate.
We don't even
still associate them together.
Yeah.
Shaq and Shawnee. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like Kobe and Vanessa. Like, no matter what happens, you are going to associate them together. Yeah. So, like, almost Will and Jada at this point, if they ever broke up, they're together still. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
That name is still there.
That is synonymous. You know what I mean? So it's like that's in my opinion, that's one of the gray areas that that's a more confusing gray area though, because both of y'all obviously there's still something there because y'all keep messing with each other.
Yeah.
But whatever was there that initially wanted y'all to be together isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
So that's the confusing part a lot of times because it's like we're still having just as much fun as we were. We still get along. We still hanging out and stuff. Like, you still find me attractive. I still find you attractive. Why aren't we together? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those. So
this is what I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you support the gray area? And if so, or if not, which portion do you support? Mm-hmm. Or why do you just not agree with it at all?
Alright, well, it's for all the LGBTQ listeners. As a cisgendered heterosexual man, I would say that the gray area is greatly beneficial to us in the beginning of the relationship especially.
Oh, of course.
Because as long as there's no title there, there's plausible deniability.
Plausible.
You know what I'm saying?
Plausible.
As long as there's plausible deniability, then you're not really cheating, quote unquote. And if you're quote unquote not really cheating, then you're also quote unquote not really doing anything wrong. So you can justify all your stupid behavior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all the gray area is for dudes, like when we are entering a relationship. We use it as a, hey, we like you, we want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we like you, we like girl A. You know what I'm saying? Girl A is the best potential candidate for girlfriend right now.
Yeah.
But that's what that is. It's the best potential candidate for girlfriend right now. But B is right here. C is over there. And I can weigh out my options right now. But if girl A thinks we're committed or thinks we're boyfriend, girlfriend, then I'm wrong if I'm talking to B and C. So we use the gray area as an excuse to be able to talk to B and C still. You know what I'm saying? So that works wonderful for us most of the time. You know what I mean?
Beautifully. it's poetic how well it works.
So yeah, like it's a wonderful thing. The gray area at the end of the relationship is where I typically stay away from it. I've been involved in a situation like that once, and that was because I wasn't ready to let it go, and I felt like she was breaking up with me for other reasons that didn't have anything to do with me. And so I was like, I can beat this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can work whatever you got going on out and we can fix it and be straight. Yeah. So in that instance of the gray area, because we were still together all the time, and like people would see her and be like, where's Shane at? You know what I'm saying? People would see me and where's such and such at, you know? So it still felt like we were together even though we weren't. So that was confusing for me because I still wanted her. Yeah. And she was the one that was pushing away. Yeah. So in that specific situation, I didn't like it. So you could feel it. I could feel it. Yeah. So in that specific situation, I didn't like it. But not to say I've been on the opposite end. It was a little bit more of a gray area, I guess. It was like gray area part 1 and then gray area at the end with no middle. You know what I'm saying?
R. Kelly trapped in the closet.
It was like
the part 1, the part 2.
It was like gray area at the beginning. We both dig each other. We both like each other. You know, it's going positively. All of that, but with no title. Yeah. No title ever established. Instantly got to the last part of the gray area where it's like, all right, we're still dealing with each other, but I don't know how much longer I'm really trying to be in this situation, but I enjoy what we do sometimes, so I'm not gonna not do it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's definitely an expiration date to it.
I knew I was playing with the girl's emotions at that point, so I didn't feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, so I would say the post-relationship gray area is probably overall not a good thing. Yeah. The pre-relationship gray area is beautiful. Okay, especially for us.
You 50-50 with it.
Kinda. And then what was the other example that you gave? Where you were saying like where it's like y'all are on the outs, y'all just haven't said it, but you know a breakup is inevitably coming type of thing.
Okay, so that's like
in that situation, I mean, I feel like that's bad too, because you should just speak up. If you don't want to be there, you shouldn't.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But that's like a pivotal moment. Like that's what really defines the relationship, because that just means that y'all been bumping heads like crazy. Like it's always a period where both sides need their space. Yeah. Like y'all just haven't been agreeing on everything. It's getting irritating. Y'all probably haven't spent time together in an awkward amount of time, which make you question a relationship.
Yeah, I can see
but that's just pivotal. That means either y'all gonna come back stronger and the relationship gonna build, or it is what it looks like and y'all gonna call it off.
Right.
Y'all just comfortable, basically. It's a portion where you just comfortable being in a relationship. That's the only reason you haven't broke it off. You used to your habits. You used to being there with somebody if you need them. You know what I'm saying?
But what about this situation too, though? Because this is a gray area that I think doesn't get spoken on a lot. What about? It's similar to the one that you brought up where y'all know y'all gonna break up, but neither one of y'all is saying anything.
Yeah.
Similar to that, but it's only one person. So like one person has the feeling that the other one is gonna break up with them, but they don't want to say anything because they still want the person. So like, for example, let's say I'm with somebody and I just have a feeling like things ain't, I don't know, something's different about the way you've been acting. Like I feel like you're gonna break up with me.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say it first because I don't want to actually break up with you, and I'm hoping it's all in my head. Is that also gray area?
That's not gray area, only because it's manipulation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The person who, like, if you clearly illustrate your feelings, if you like, yo, I think you gonna break up with me. That's black and white. They should be able to be like, no, I'm not. Or, yeah, it's leaning that way.
That's what I'm saying. What if you don't say that because you're scared that they are going to say yes, so you just never bring it up?
Then that's not gray area because they clearly know the answer. You're just afraid to get it because you're not ready to deal with the answer. You know what I'm saying? If it's not in your favor, that's not really gray area. It could lead to a gray area.
Right.
That's like the gateway to lead to a gray area, but it's not what it is.
Gotcha.
But for me, I love the gray area. That's why y'all should fight me. First off, I feel like I am like, I won't say I'm a master of the gray area.
You're pretty good at it.
But I'm a professional. Put it like that. I'm not master. Master is like the highest level. I have thorough experience. Like if you need to refer some gray area stuff, I have thorough experience.
I got you.
So you can come to me for my advice, and I'm gonna give you some professional advice on gray areas, and you can go from there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, to me, the gray area is the most important part of a relationship. To tell the truth, like, people look at like the vague stuff, the beginning, are y'all in a relationship, yes or no? And they be like, okay, then you do it good. Mm-hmm. Are y'all broken up? Okay, you do it good. Like, what's the next move? But to me, the gray area is like how you get there. Like, if that goes out of
the journey.
Yeah, like, if that goes out of whack, none of that other stuff matters. Like,
that's true.
So I feel like I handle the gray area well. Number one rule of the gray area: extend it as long as you can.
Agreed. I agree. Because I feel like when you rush into a relationship, that's ultimately when it fails or how it fails. Because you didn't take the time to actually get to know the person that you're trying to be with. Like I give people, so if we break it up in stages, right? Like that one meme we saw on VJ's Instagram, where it was like, these are the different sections.
Yeah.
Talking, dating, relationship, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like,
that was clear cut.
The talking aspect of it
is a clear sign of the gray area.
And I think that should be like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can do other stuff in the midst of that, but y'all shouldn't try to put a title on it or none of that for the first 6 months. The only reason I say that is because I think a person can hide who they really are for 2 months, maybe even 3. You can't do it for 6. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm around you consistently for 6 months, I'm gonna find out who the real you is, whether you want me to or not.
Yeah.
It's gonna slip out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody, when you first meet somebody, you're not meeting them, you're meeting their representative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're meeting
the logo.
You're meeting the logo, exactly. It takes a while for all them layers to get peeled back, because everybody wants to present them their best self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, let me give you 6 months and see what that best self looks like when you get comfortable.
Yeah.
And if I can deal with that and I like that version of you, then okay, let's proceed. But I need that window, though. You know what I mean? So I agree with you 100% when you say stretch out the gray area as long as
like
possible.
The number one rule, because that gray area will dictate the bad and the good real fast.
Yes.
You will see. You won't see the whole person, but you'll get a good idea.
Get glimpses.
You'll get a good idea. Like, if you extend that period, like, for me, I'm gonna give y'all a little glimpse into my life. It might be going a little bit too far, but oh well. In this gray area stage, I will refuse certain situations just because I want you to stay in the gray area. You're not about to be around the family. Mm-hmm. You're not about to be in certain functions where people is gonna want to know your title to me. Like, I'm not about to bring you around certain people that I know for a fact is gonna be like, oh, is this your girl? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to take you to that type of situation. Like, and another thing, business functions aren't a clear established you're my girl type situation. You're a date. That's the definition of the business function. Bring a date, a +1. They never said bring your spouse or significant other.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It says a date.
So I'll bring you to that, but I'm never gonna bring you to somewhere where you need a clear definition. Like, people will bring a girl that they just talked to the church. No, church is like the nosiest place on earth. They want more answers about your own life, let alone somebody else's, than you want to give. So I'm definitely not going to church with you, because they definitely gonna want a clear-cut answer, and I'm not giving it to them, because I haven't given you one.
Exactly.
Why would I do that?
Like,
so the places you will go will be limited, not because of how I feel about you, but because I don't want a definition to be put there.
Because once you do that, because in my opinion, all the title is just pressure.
That's all it is.
That's
really all it is.
It's just pressure to behave a certain way towards this person. That's
and people,
all that means.
People know it. Like in sports, it's always every game is basketball. Mm-hmm. It's always gonna be basketball. But as soon as you say playoffs, it's like a whole different element.
Then
now.
All of a sudden it's different, right? Exactly.
As soon as you put Super Bowl on the game,
it means that much more.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can do MMA, that's cool. But you in UFC? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah.
Same thing.
As soon as you throw a title on something, it becomes real in your mind. It becomes championship. This is my last time at whatever's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Relationship. As soon as you say relationship, people don't ask for a definition. Like, what type of relationship?
Yeah.
They assume what type of relationship.
That means. They just say, oh, boyfriend, girlfriend. Okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just cardinal rule number 1. Number 2 is that I don't think people go with their vibes. Like, in the last episode, we went with this statement, and Blanks hit it right on the head. This is what I live my life by. When he defined energy, when he was like, it could never be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? It could be transferred, but you know what I'm saying? It could never be created or destroyed. Yeah, that's really what it is. So you need to trust in your vibe. Like, if you're getting a good vibe from somebody, don't kill it with a title.
Exactly. Yes.
Let that manifest. Let that build. See what it is. As soon as you have a title for it, then you can put a title for it. If you kick it with somebody and everything's going good, y'all getting the arguments, you really don't want to be around other people like that. Like, y'all having a good time, and sometimes y'all want to be apart, but y'all always drawing back to each other. Then you just defined it in your own head. Call it what it is at that point.
Right.
But if y'all 3 weeks in, you smashed a couple times, you might as well make it official. No.
Absolutely
no.
not.
No.
And that's another thing.
You did it wrong.
People will confuse like the physical side of a relationship with being in a relationship. Like, I see it all the time, and I know most of the time, like, women are joking when they say this, but I think they're joking with a hint of seriousness in it. Yeah. When they say stuff like, "Oh, if you hit this twice, we go together," and stuff like that. Because that's what it is with them, like with a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they
majority of the time it's the female, and they have this pride where they like, it's a pride, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, we were intimate on the ultimate level.
Exactly.
So,
and like you said, it's a pride thing too, because they, because of just how society views women who have sex a lot. Like, since they're quote unquote not supposed to give it up a lot or whatever, they hold it close to them. Like, so they find pride in having a small number. Like, you know how many girls I've talked to where you're having the conversation of how many people you've been with, and the girl is like geeked to be like, I can count all mine on one hand. Girls be geeked to tell you that because it's like, it's a sense of pride. I haven't messed with that many dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in my mind, I'm like,
but it's
whatever.
more
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it more says a lot about them as a whole person to them. Like, if they be like, oh, I only mess with like 4 people, in their mind, that just mean that they're great at keeping a man. That's really what it mean to them. Like, when it's pride, it's as a whole person. It's like a physical or mental thing. It's like the whole package to them. That's right. And as the numbers go up, then they just feel like, maybe I'm not that useful except for one aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
and that's funny that that's funny that you brought that up too. We don't have too much more time, so I'll let you comment after this. But Patrice O'Neal, rest in peace, one of my favorite comedians ever. He said, he asked a bunch of women in the audience. He was like, let's just say, for example, hypothetically, hope this doesn't happen. He was like, let's say, for example, you get in a terrible car accident, and for some reason, they have to take your vagina out. Like, you don't have it anymore. It was mangled. You'll never be able to replace it. It's gone. How would you keep your man? Every single woman in the audience who responded to him said something sexual. He was like, now see, how come none of y'all said, oh, I'd learn how to play Call of Duty. I'd learn his favorite basketball team. I would do this. I would do that. Everybody went to something sexual. He's like, so that's how y'all view yourselves. He was like, don't blame that on us. He was like, that's how y'all view yourselves. Like, and I thought it was funny, you know what I'm saying? But
it was some truth to it.
But there was some truth to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he asked, he said, how would you keep your man if that went away? And everybody was like, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm using my mouth. I'm doing this.
One hole's gone. I still got one more.
Like stuff like that or whatever. He was like, y'all just proved my point. Like, and I was like, wow, that was a great way to prove that point. But yeah, like I think ultimately the gray area is better for us, and y'all just got to deal with it. It is what it is.
I think it go both ways, but only I think
it's better for us.
Majority of the time, females are more prideful and emotional when it comes to the gray area, so they react faster. It's really a power play. That's all the gray area is a power play. At the beginning, females want to know how many cards they got in their deck. They want a clear definition, and we have all the power.
From there.
Yeah, we have all the power because we can hold out longer at the beginning. In that situation,
like in the emotional part of it.
Because if she likes you a lot, then she's gonna wait it out because she want to be with you.
Exactly.
And like, you can still be testing the waters. Like, you can still be, you know what I'm saying? I still kind of text my ex. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get waited out, but she doesn't want to do that. At the end, that's where it kind of reverses.
It reverses, and the dude be all the, that's a good point.
It reverses.
That's such a good point.
Where the female has all the cards in her hand. You know what I'm saying?
And she's like, do you know how many dudes have been hitting me up the whole time we've been together?
Yeah.
Asking when I'm going to break up with you.
Because,
you know what I'm saying? Now I can call these dudes.
Because that's when the men's pride comes into play.
And it's like, nah, we can't let my woman go. That's my woman.
Because you know guys where...
That's what VJ be talking about with the whole ownership thing. Like, and that's true, though.
That's because guys want relationships to end a certain way.
We want things to end smooth.
Yeah.
We never wanted to be rocky.
And
you know what I'm saying? Like, we always wanted to be
And that's what I'm saying. And then after that fact, the women pretty much dictate it. Like, if it goes bad, they gonna egg your car. They gonna blast you on social media. They gonna say some off-the-wall stuff that can just ruin your life after the fact for no reason.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the argument could have been mutual, but they could create so much blowback that you ultimately look like a bad person when you was there during the breakup, and
that happened to me before. That happened. I'm gonna leave y'all with the story real quick. That happened to me, right? So now, granted, I fed into it a little bit, but it was after some of the stuff was already said about me, right? So then I fed into it. So basically, what happened was I was dealing with a young lady, and when I decided not to deal with her anymore, she didn't take it well. So she was telling a lot of people that we went to school with just messed up stuff about me. You know what I'm saying? Just flat out lies, you know what I'm saying? Saying I treated her bold and, like, you know, just all types of stuff that just was not true. Yeah. So one day she's gone, because we lived in the same apartment complex, like across the parking lot from each other. Yeah. Shout out to the Ridge. So
love the Ridge.
She was gone one day, and her neighbor was there, like, babysitting her kids or something like that. Yeah. And so she called me over there. She was like, Shane, come here for a minute. So I was like, yo, what's up? And she was like, I heard, and then she said a couple of things that she heard or whatever, and I was like, whoa, like, none of that's true. Like, this is what happened. Gave her the real story, and she was like, you know what? That actually makes way more sense. Another person, same thing happens. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
like, another
leading
one
to
of
that,
girls,
this is the last thing I want to cover before we wrap it up. The gray area has side effects.
Facts.
Which is crazy. Which is kind of crazy because it's like, okay, if the gray area goes well, it's nothing but beneficial. Even in a breakup, if the breakup go well, and they like, oh, I respect this person, we had a lot of fun, nothing's wrong with them, I guarantee you one of their close friends is gonna come spot you up. Like, oh, they broke up and she still feel the same type of way about them. Something gotta be nice. So that's when the thirst trap begins with the new people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that works out in your favor. Or
I told you, that's what I'm saying, man. The gray areas, it works for us.
Yeah, it does, but it goes both ways. Like, because if we
being fair, Corey.
If we
East Coast Corey over here being fair, y'all. I want everybody to call him out on it.
See, we've been doing this podcast too long. See, Shane got to me for 2 episodes. I'm keeping count. 2 episodes. I was clearly fair for no reason. I need to take a side. He got me in the gray area with this issue. But on the other note, like, if we still speak highly about the female, same thing is gonna happen for them. Same thing is gonna happen for them. But it's a power play, and you know who has the power at the beginning and the end.
For sure.
Like, you know it off rip. If you wide open and you wondering about a lot and they seem cool, because at the end of the day, at the end, we want to know who's gonna be happy first. Like, this is the most messed up part about a relationship. Most people, if you get happy first, you won. You won the entire situation. Like, if in the situation where you and the girl broke up, if she was to get happy first, no bad words would have ever been spoke about you, because she would have been moved on, and she would have saw that you was still like trying to figure stuff out. She quick little fist pump. Yes, yes, I beat him. I'm happy. I moved on. Let me go flood Facebook and Instagram.
With happiness.
Yeah, with all these happy pictures. But if you would have moved on first, then it would have been the end of her life.
That's facts.
It would have been the end of her life. Like, that's people say a lot of stuff like, oh, I wish him the best. But it's always that terms and conditions. I wish them the best.
Fine print.
I wish them the best after I received the best. Copyright 2017.
There you go. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real.
All
that's
rights reserved to me.
That's very real.
And that's how real. It is. And that's just how we are. Like I said,
because I've been on both sides of that coin. So yeah. That's real. That is super real.
That's really how it is. We don't want to think that way, but that's how you should be free to feel however you want to feel. Like, you know me, everybody who listens to this podcast know me. I'm gonna express how I feel, no matter how bad it is. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna still do the right thing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But I don't think everybody moves that way. People would rather do it the other way, where they do the right thing first and feel some type of way after. And that's not cool.
I feel that.
But that's where we gonna leave off with the gray area.
So yeah, moral of the story, don't trust Donna Brazile, don't trust the Democrats. You should start looking into groups like Our Revolution, the Green Party, the Justice Democrats. I'm a member of the Justice Democrats.
Shout out to the Green Party.
Definitely.
And the Tea Party. I read about
People
them.
for Bernie. No, we hate the Tea Party. We do not rock with
I
them
read
at all.
about them though.
They're savage, and not in a good way.
I know prohibition and all that, but
no. I mean, the current modern Tea, they're super far right.
I ain't messing with the modern Tea Party.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about the ones that were shady, trying to keep all the links so they can get blasted on the low.
Yeah, check out also People for Bernie. That's another good group. These are the people who are like on the real left. We're the actual progressives. Those are the groups we're trying to primary all the Democrats who are in there not doing their job. We're trying to get them out of there, and as well as the Republicans. So look into those groups. Follow us on YouTube, The Midwest Coast. Follow us on Facebook, The Midwest Coast.
Download the music too, because it is a Midwest Coast album out there.
This is a fact.
So make sure you hit iTunes for that too. Shout out to the John Effect. They follow me back on the Instagram, so I'm about to hit them with a lot of quality Instagram posts.
Absolutely. Follow him at classic_wood. Do not forget
the underscore.
This is a fact. Follow me at ShaneG_MWC. And that's on everything. So.
MWC is not from Midwest Coast. It's Man with Chicks.
It's Midwest
Coast. So Shane
don't.
G, Man with Chicks.
Don't let him gas me up, because I'm not going to. So, but thanks for rocking with us, man. Check out the old episodes, and we will catch y'all next week.